All right. I know it's echoey, like I'm in a hallway, but it is what it is right now. I don't have the best setup, and I don't feel like fiddling with stuff. I'm just gonna be real today. I'm gonna be completely brutally honest about. Well, we have to pick a topic, don't we? Uh, man, the gaming industry. I am not impressed with it. The Nintendo Switch 2 is out, and people are fawning over it already. Obviously, it's the Switch 2. People are going to be excited. It's a Nintendo product. I'm not personally because of all the flaws with it. The evidence of it just being an overall bad system compared to the Steam Deck. Now, does it run frames better than the Steam Deck? Maybe, possibly. I know there are fixes and mods to get your Steam Deck optimally optim optimized. I think it still runs in 72060 only. I don't think it has 120, but I could be wrong about that. So the Switch is better in that regard, but if you look at the games, they look really choppy, especially like Mario or something. They do not look good when, at least when you're, I guess, recording or turning on the camera, which is a subscription fee, by the way, locked by I think a share button. Can't even use the share button unless you pay a subscription. Not to mention the accessories like a microphone or whatever. I'm not going to be too hung up on that because PlayStation also, locks camera features behind getting a camera. You don't start off with a camera, but you did have screen share, and it wasn't subscription based. But now that Nintendo is doing it, I feel like PlayStation might follow suit and be like, "Oh, now our now our screen sharing is a subscription model." So, and then even Xbox followed suit with the $80 games, or Microsoft at least the what is it called? The Game Pass subscription is I think the same. I don't think they changed that too much. I think it went up like once or twice in the last 4 years, 2 or 3 years, and recently they made their just standalone games that you buy $80 that are new. I think. I hope they didn't do that to old titles, older games and stuff. But what I really want to just address is just how pathetic the gaming industry has become, and the main problem I'm having is graphical errors, stuttering, overall decline of quality. Even on the first Descendant, okay, it's beautiful if you have it like on PC and ultra settings and stuff, but it can be weird looking if you don't adjust it, or if it's just like, I'm not gonna get too hung up again, like I said, on stuff like that, but it does matter when you're trying to have a good experience sitting down. You're spending your hours and time on this. You're choosing to, obviously, but you could watch a movie instead or something. But gaming is a hobby of mine that I'm very passionate about. So maybe that's my fault for being so passionate about the games that I play. But just overall in general, if you look at a game and you're playing it and everything's going smooth and then it gets choppy all of a sudden and you're getting glitches, and then maybe you even die because a glitch happened and now you're on the floor dead when a split second mattered, it's very, very annoying. I just don't understand how games keep getting away with this, and how the top leads, like CEO level people, get away with not paying developers, get away with, not letting developers be creative, and even to the point now where you have people rushing, and I feel like this is what happened with the marathon situation, because it happens a lot in the gaming industry. They rush to make a product, they find a reference really fast, they copy paste it, and it
Look what
gets
they did to my
lost
boy.
in the sauce, and people don't discover that, oh, this is copyrighted material. There's a process for that. They just go way too fast, right? and they approve things way too fast. And whether or not they were lying about the situation, I don't know. But I feel like these game companies, if they just slowed down, they would have less to worry about. Just provided what the customer wants and shut up. Just get the product out. But don't fucking get the product out in the right way. I mean, in the right time frame. Just like it's not magic, it doesn't just happen where you put the game together and then it becomes a hit. You have to put the game together with care and structure, and optimization matters, visuals matter, story matters. Now, does the story matter to everyone? No, but some people enjoy games because of the story. I'm sorry. It's 2025. Everyone has their preferences. For me, I like action-packed stuff with a little bit of story, like maybe Resident Evil or what's that other game? Well, I guess something like what Call of Duty used to be, where you're fighting through a section, you get story, fight through another section, get more of the story, something like that. Those are my type of games usually, but multiplayer is fun. I like hanging out with my friends. I've been doing photography recently, and that's been super fucking fun. It's just like almost like a stress reliever when I'm there. Not when I have to edit all the photos and pack them up and give it over, because I do albums for people in the First Descendant community, and do it for free basically. And I do have a support page. If anyone asks me about it, I'll just lead them there. Be like, oh yeah, you can support me over here, but. That's besides the point. I've been having fun on games. Is I don't know why I'm talking about that. But yes, I'm just venting. I guess it's really not too big of a thing that I'm doing here. I'm not trying to say we should all rally up and fight, or I'm not saying these game companies are wrong for trying to get products out the door faster. But I'm saying that there's a process to it that they should pay attention to, and if not heeded carefully, the game is just gonna suck. You're not gonna get your win. And what's the ultimate goal for a game and a game company is to get the win, right? That you need the win condition to actually work. You can't just be losing all the time. So these game companies, they're just don't get it. The average player, especially when it comes to like PC or something, they have no idea what optimization does for someone and how much it enhances their experience on that game. If you don't have optimization, you are gonna quit that game. You're gonna go to an older game that is optimized, or maybe an older game that's not optimized, but it's more fun. Some games aren't fun because they're not optimized, and you either keep dying over and over again. The hitching or the stuttering is way too obvious, and you just want to log off. You don't enjoy it, and that brings me to online only games. Yes, there's a space for them. Yeah, they're allowed to exist, but why don't you have an offline version? There should be. There's just no excuse. You should have an offline version of any MMO, any like just subscription based game, or even free to play like the First Descendant. I wish they had an offline mode. There's a private mode. Technically that's offline, but you still need to be online for the server. It's not great. Gaming is in a bad condition. You don't get to say Switch 2 is good when everything else around it is bad too. You know what I mean? Switch 2 isn't good in the first place anyway, but you got. No one's talking about the bad stuff, the issues, the things that matter to an actual gamer. But I think it's because people are so used to like corporate slop or their 9 to 5. They just don't have time to consume what's wrong with these things. And for me, it's frustrating because I would like people to know. I want people to know and be informed on all this this gaming industry stuff. I spend maybe way too much time reading, listening, and writing even about it. Sometimes I mostly read my friends' articles on the gaming industry. I really wish more people wrote about it, and I think I might start getting a tier for X on my main account so I can write articles about gaming. I think maybe it would be helpful, and it would take up more of my time, to be honest, and I don't want to do that because I have little time to game, I have little time to do artwork, and I have little time for my photography. I'm so strapped for time. But I'm making this video because I'm tired, and not just of the industry. I'm actually like physically drained and tired. And I have time to sit down and just talk and vent. So that's it, really. I'm sorry if it put you in a sour mood. I'm just not impressed. You can be impressed with the Switch 2 all you want. You can be impressed with the newest free-to-play game, the newest gacha. I've been playing Wuthering Waves lately. I actually do like that game a lot, even though it still is predatory. I'm not going to lie, it's a gacha game. But, you know, has its own problems. And the anniversary was mid. I don't think it sucked, but it was just pretty mid. Go into Gacha Police in Tectone's community if you want to find out about the anniversary. I think you can search it if you just type in the word anniversary. But yeah, on X, by the way, the Gacha Police community is over there on Twitter. So, yeah, that's the gaming industry, and you know, I guess I not even started yet. It's just like the surface layer. If you guys want another video and with follow-up and more evidence. Sorry, I ate a cheese burrito. I was about to burp, but I stopped it. Okay. Anyway, if you guys want more of this, please hit the like, subscribe, and let me know how you're feeling about the game industry.